lights are turned on.
All right, you said, but Mom might call?
Well, she's the only one out.
She's the only one that's allowed to call?
She's the only one allowed to call.
Okay, I like that. I can handle that.
Yeah.
She called last time. She could call this time.
Absolutely.
Oh, suck it in, buddy. Suck it in. You ready?
Ready.
All right.
Hey. Wow, look. We're on TV.
We're on a little square in front of us.
Screen.
Just a little tiny square. It's not very big. And, you know, and you're 6'1".
6'1" and a quarter.
And
Don't
I'm
forget
like,
the quarter.
And I'm like 5'10" and maybe a half.
Yeah.
But yet we're the same height.
In the end,
miracle how that happens.
we're all cut down. It's the magic of editing.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Mr. Holga.
And I'm Todd Puckett.
And this is Don's Used Photo Equipment.
Yes, it is.
Todd, we are dangerously close.
To what?
Dangerously close.
To what?
Well, one to each other.
Oh, well, yeah,
but
that's true.
We're dangerously close to our first 1,000 subscribers.
No,
Would you like to know? Would you like to know how close?
No, yeah.
We're only 751 off.
Only 751 subscribers off to 1,000.
So we're going to start the show by thanking everybody for tuning in right now. So thank you.
Thanks.
And please do share,
Suckers.
like, subscribe.
Tell friends.
Tell 2 friends.
Oh, yes. Tell it on a mountain.
Go,
man.
as a matter of fact, call your mom up right now. Tell her about this show. Have her watch one of them. That's the least you could do for us, right?
The least.
Yeah,
you know, call your...
Have her press the like button.
Your film shooting buddies. Your film shooting buddies.
We had a lot of film shooting people coming in here today.
Man. So lots of film today. Several of one of the cameras we're going to show today, too, man. A couple of them. It was a run.
So we are kind of having we're going to try and keep this to a concise little episode for you guys. I know how you hate how we're going to wander, but I'm going to wander for a moment.
Yes.
So Todd, I told you earlier that I was loading color film last night because you sold me the Cinestill film, CS41 kits for developing color film. Yes. So I'm about to develop my next rolls of film.
Yes.
So I loaded
my
second batch. So I loaded up 2 rolls of Kodak Gold. Put them in the tank. I said, okay, great. But I felt ambitious. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to grab 2 more rolls and I'm going to load up 2 more, another tank. And when I brought out that second tank, I had one of these, which is Kodak Gold.
Kodak Gold. Oh, yeah.
And then the other one said this.
Kodak Gold.
T-Max 100.
Now, what of these things are not similar?
Which one's not like the other? So, fortunately, very fortunately, I quickly devised a plan. I realized there's only 2 rolls in there. How can I tell them apart? I know what I'll do. I'll just snip off a little bit of one of the tails and I'll go look at it. But now when you look at the film, you can't see any of the printing that's on the film. It doesn't say T-Max 100 on it or anything like that.
Not in the dark.
No. This was, I took the piece and I took it into the light.
Oh, okay.
The way I determined the difference is that the Kodak Gold 100s, the tape that held them on there was white. The tape that held this on there was beige. So I got the right roll.
He got the right roll.
Now, tragedy diverted.
Little do you know that when you're in school playing those little "What's the difference between these photos?" game.
Guess which one's doing his own thing.
Yeah, and that it does pay off in real life later on. It's amazing how much stuff you learn as a kid.
It's a skill. It's a
It
skill.
applies to life. I always said,
I was worried there for a moment. I was just going to have to process black and white in color.
That tangent. Yeah, because one of them would not turn out.
One of them would have been trash. However, I got them separated. That's good. So today's episode. Wait a second. Before we get to today's episode, we have one more film talk.
One more film talk.
Go for it, Todd.
All right. I accidentally, don't know how.
Another accident.
Accidentally.
And this could be a happy accident for y'all.
It could be. It's one of my favorite films. But I ordered 100 rolls of XP2 24 exposures. 100 rolls.
100 of them.
And I don't know what I was trying to order.
How many is 100 rolls? That's not a brick. That's
a case.
That's a case.
A case.
You got a case.
Got a case. Or that would be 5 bricks.
Mm-hmm.
5 bricks of film or 20 Pro Packs. Ordered it. And I got it in and I go, well, you know what? March 2023 dating.
Yes, that's a long time from now,
right? A long time.
That's a long time. Why? What can't you like about a long expiration date?
Oh, there's nothing to not like about it. Now,
what's the problem, Todd?
The problem is these are one of the slower selling items,
and
I don't really need 100 of them. And I was trying to get 36 exposures. So Normally,
But these aren't 36 exposures.
they're 24 exposure rolls.
Mm.
So normally I have these at 695, which is, well, actually they should be a little bit more, but I knocked them down a little bit for 695 a single roll. And I thought, well,
Yeah.
no,
That is very generous.
that's generous. But what would be even more generous than that?
More generous?
More generous. If I actually said, okay, if you come in and buy 10,
10.
which is 2 Pro Packs,
That's a D-Ace.
I would do $65 for 10 of them, which is $650 a roll.
Ooh.
We're really close to cost. This is a great opportunity
It's
to
a
take
bargain.
advantage
This is
of
a
my
bargain,
mistake. I don't know what I did. I love this film. This is honestly one of my favorite films from Ilford. One of my favorite films from Ilford.
So the Ilford
XP2.
XP2 can be developed in, if I'm correct, C41.
C41. It's a black and white film
Mm-hmm.
that is actually developed in C41. And it really does pop the blacks and the whites. It really makes it crisp.
So you can send it away to your film lab, and you technically should not be charged more because it's black and white, because it's going to go with C41,
Goes
just like
through-
all the other color film.
Other color film just goes right through it.
Yeah.
And because of that, because it is a C41 processing, you can actually single tone it. Like put a brown tone,
Okay. Sepia.
sepia, there's 3 different colors that you can actually place on this. And so you would have a print that comes out. The fun thing is if you take one of these, shoot it in like one of the old cameras,
Okay.
and it has like the lenses that are just not as coated as the modern day
All my
ones.
cameras are old.
Old. Then you have it then sepia toned.
Yeah.
In the making of a print of it, it comes out like a late 1800s photo.
Ooh, nice.
It's actually fun. But this is $6.95 a roll because it's going to be on sale, or $65 for 2 Pro Packs, 10 of them. That's the special.
That's a Don's used photo special.
That's I screwed somewhere the order got screwed up special. But that's really one of my favorite. Now,
His mistake is your gain.
it's your gain. That's exactly right. I should have had a couple of photos that I've taken with these before that I've done, and I love them. And
So just come
Why-
on
why
into the
did I not
shop,
bring a
ask for the
photo?
Ilford XP2 brick special.
he'll take a picture of it and maybe plop it in right here. I'll show him my photos.
Well, definitely going to put a picture on Instagram. So that is going to be the special.
Yes, that's a special.
So this is kind of a little bit. We're trying to keep this on target for you guys. And this special edition is we're going to talk about cheap plastic 35 millimeter and medium format cameras.
Mhm.
Now, I know we have talked about Holgas many times. As a matter of fact, and the Holga is my favorite plastic camera. However, we
Who would've
have
guessed?
an entire video of this, right?
Yes.
So there's no need for me to once again talk about Holgas
We even have a video bonus on how to load it,
on how to load this lovely little camera.
which we have had a lot of people watch.
But I am happy to say that this is not the only cheap plastic camera out there.
No.
And now, mind you, I'm only really talking about these kind of cameras because they are cheap and they're fun and they're great to use and abuse and do different things with. But in one of the nice things, even the Holgas, for example, they come with accessories. So, like, this is my Holga 135. And
Yes.
I've been really enjoying shooting the 135 here recently. And of course, I have a cute little
Holga
flash that
flash.
comes with it. And on top of that, to make matters more, this is a fisheye lens.
A Holga fisheye lens.
I mean, sometimes these cameras
Holga
come with accessories. This you can't get much cuter than this. All right, I'll pay you a Coke later. He went. He got first. But I decided it's like, hey, let's do this
Let's do other
episode
ones. Why not?
because
There's other things out there.
I picked up this bad little boy here recently. This
Yes.
is a Debonair,
A Debonair.
and it is from the Film Photography Project.
FPP, one of my favorite podcasts.
The good podcast that you've got some of their film here.
Yes, I've
I've
FPP
got
film
this
back there.
lovely little camera, and I've never opened it.
Is this
and
thing
it's
actually brand new?
in the box?
And in the box?
I have never opened it.
Wow, let's open it up.
Yeah,
This is an opening, a grand opening.
This is an unboxing, guys.
Unboxing. Oh,
Yeah.
well.
So I'm gonna just rip it
I
apart.
like mine better. Ooh,
See?
wow.
I'm just gonna rip it right out. See, just make
Just
sure
rip
you
it,
get a nice.
rip it good.
There we go.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna go.
Oh. Da, 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 bum.
Um,
I'm going to hold this.
I tell you what, and I have opened many a Holgas. There is less in this box than was in any of my Holgas ever.
This is fun.
So
I like this.
I got crinkly paper.
The debonair camera with a picture of. What the heck is that a picture of? Where does it say it's made?
I don't know.
16 pictures on 120 film.
So I have the camera, which, if you want to do its comparison, is just a hair shorter than the Holga. Just a hair shorter. And if I do, and probably a hair skinnier. A hair skinnier than the Holga too. And definitely, I would say, and all in all, I think this is a smaller camera. Smaller. So it comes with the camera itself.
Yes, the camera.
I've got a lens cap. Comes with a strap.
Yes, the strap.
Comes with an instruction book. You have to have the instructions. And let's see here. Instructions. Bah.
This is as cheap as the camera.
And whatever this piece of paper is.
And it's a generic cap. I love the cap. Generic.
This is a film ordering sheet from the dark room. So they're thinking, you're going to take photos. You might want to send your film away somewhere. So, hey, that's smart. That's forward thinking of them, right?
Somebody probably paid a few bucks to help
make these cameras possible.
I love this thing.
It's a nice little camera. I have not shot it. I've not used it.
Open it up. Now this takes what film?
All right. So, this is a sliding back, and it takes 120.
Oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful. Now let's do this.
Now this one is only going to take 16 shots because you'll notice that the little red thing is here at the bottom.
Oh,
the little red window. So it's only ever going to take the 4x5x6 shots.
Well, it seems like this is supposed to. I don't know what it's doing.
No.
Honestly, don't. Oh, that's a focus. Yeah.
He's looking at the.
Well,
it's not an aperture, Todd.
It is not. There's no aperture.
There is no aperture.
It's a fixed, and it doesn't even tell you what it is, does it? F8.
That's
60 millimeter F8.
That's what the instructions are for.
No, those are the last things.
That's the last resort.
Last things to look at.
The last resort. It did come with a spool, which is great because you're going to want to put 120 in here, and you're going to need to move over the spool. Yes, it is a very rudimentary shutter in there. Let's take a look at it. Debonair. You can see how easy that thing is. It's just a couple of pieces of metal and a spring.
Number 819. So as though there were other ones. Oh, no, you're off. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Oh, yeah, baby. You can do it. You can do it.
I don't know. Sticking at that one.
That's because you don't have it right there. You don't have this thing.
Oh,
yeah. Well,
there we go.
A little bit.
Got it. That's close.
Oh, that is really cool.
Almost didn't have that there for a moment.
Now, this does look like it's actually brand new.
It is brand new out of the box. We have just opened it.
I know, but as in brand new made. It's not something they took and refurbished. It looks like it's just made new.
Gosh, I hope the pictures are crappy.
Well,
So we're doing a photo walk tomorrow. I'm probably going to be shooting this camera.
That much plastic on it. And
you know what? It definitely weighs less than the
Now, it shows a flash on this one.
Well, yes.
That's an option.
That's an accessory I don't have.
Yeah, accessory.
So, once again, this is a cheap plastic camera, right?
Well, and a brand new one.
It's brand new, out of the box. I bought it off of eBay. It came from the Film Photography Project. I would imagine you could probably go directly to the Film Photography Project website and buy it directly. You don't have to go through eBay.
Yep.
This is a nice, cute little camera, and I'm going to take some shots with
it. And no, you cannot shoot next year's Holga.
No, this would disqualify you from Holga Week. So if your selfie went like this, and it was with a debonair, it's no bueno. And speaking of which, while we're at it, the other one here, a Diana, you would also be disqualified. But also another fine, cheap plastic camera.
From the when do they? Do you know anything about their history? I don't.
The Diana started, I think, in the 1960s, so it's at least 60s. 20 years before the Holga, because the Holga was like 1981 or 82.
Yeah, and it's like who else? Who was one of the first people to make this thing famous?
That I don't know.
Andy Warhol.
Oh, Warhol made the Dianas famous.
I don't know if he was the first one, but Andy Warhol had a big part in like this camera.
I've actually bought this one for how much do you think I bought it for?
Probably about $10.
$5.
That's going to be about
$5. And
First guess,
I
but-
wore it at the camera show that day. I bought it first thing, and I wore it all day long, and I took snaps with it all day long. And I tell you what, not that Mrs. Holga needs to know, but this was a chick magnet. They all like, oh, that's a cute little camera. Yes, it is a cute little camera. Takes 35 millimeter film.
I give you $20 for it.
No, it takes 35 millimeter film, and it takes some nice little pictures.
See, when I put something like this on, all the women go,
Who? Todd who?
it's just that magnetism I have.
You know, what I really like about cheap plastic cameras, when you get down to it, it's kind of like, it's much akin to pinhole cameras. You're not looking for the greatest, sharpest, best shot. You're just looking for a snap. You're just looking for a quick picture. Because if you really wanted the greatest, sharpest shot, you would be shooting a really expensive DSLR, right?
Yeah.
That's not
Or
this.
a good film camera.
These are cameras to have fun with.
Plastic lens. Yes, I love the Dianas.
I love the Diana.
These are just awesome.
So now
Awesome.
you sold 2 of these while I was watching.
Today, it's
2 of these.
like it was a big rush.
So
Great
SMU
holiday gifts.
SMU dude came in here. We're just gonna say he's a dude. Pony up.
Pony up.
Pony up. Bought one of these
SMU's
cameras.
playing today.
They're playing tonight. Playing Navy. Go SMU.
Go Mustangs.
Go Mustangs. So he came in here. He got one of these cameras. He went out to the car, showed it to his girlfriend. She thought it was so cute. She ran back and got one.
Came in and bought one. So that was my big rush. It's a reusable, disposable camera.
Now this one's
yours.
mine.
Yep.
Now this camera comes with 2 rolls of film,
yes,
which is cool. I mean, it's Kentmere film. It's not probably high on my list of great films, but hey, 2 rolls of film. You can't beat that.
No.
It's a reusable, disposable camera, or as we call a camera. And it does have a flash. And I think it also came with the battery.
Probably.
And it's the flash is probably good for no more than a foot or 2. I wouldn't rely on these.
You have to have really fresh batteries in here.
Yeah, really fresh battery. But it's a nice little camera. And we talked about it last Christmas, right? Because it's still a great stocking stuffer. Somebody to say, "Oh, this is a cute little camera."
Wow.
I don't think there's any film in it.
There isn't, but it should read anyway.
Well, no, not if the sprocket doesn't turn.
The sprocket.
The sprocket.
The sprocket.
And and I started throwing on little. I'm gonna start throwing stickers on these things just to have a little fun with this type of a camera.
Yeah, that's your sticker now, or did that come with?
Well, no, I think I got this sticker at Lone Star Darkroom. They're sharing a space with somebody else, and they had stickers out there, so I grabbed some. That must be Mom. It's right there.
Where? I can't find it. No, it's not. Let's see who it is. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, sorry.
So, the disposable reusable camera,
Mhm.
fantastic little camera. I got some great shots on
Yes,
last year.
I saw it,
and
yeah.
they're on my
And
Instagram if you
put
want to
them
go
up
check
on
them out.
Instagram.
I think they're Instagram, right? Yeah. So Instagram.com/Mr. Holga.
It is right now. Yeah. What did you say?
Go check those out. There's some nice little shots we got for this camera.
Yeah.
So it's fun. And
Absolutely.
you can get it here, right?
And
now. He's
outdoors,
got them.
outdoor, flash doesn't matter.
Flash does not matter.
You flash all at once, but it doesn't.
It just does not matter.
A good showing.
Now, this is another one. So got a couple more for you over here, but this is one of my other favorites, and this one's probably a little bit more pricey. And I actually have film in here. Ooh, how about that? This is my Sprocket Rocket.
Sprocket.
Now, we were discussing the difference between Bakelite and plastic.
Yeah.
Okay, and this one is like
plastic.
getting a little bit harder of a type of plastic. Now, it still is plastic. It's not officially Bakelite, but it kind of feels more Bakelite-ish because it's kind of almost in that design. If you kind of hold that one up to this one, they're roughly the same design. The Sprocket Rocket, as the name suggests, takes the picture and includes it on the sprocket. So there's a very thin lip that the film is riding on. So you're actually exposing the entire piece of film. The nice part about this one is also exposing a wide piece of film too. So much, and of course, like the Holga, I've got very few focusing. I can focus near and far. The nice thing about the Sprocket Rocket is that I can wind the film forwards or backwards. It's because I have the forward over here and I have the backward over here, and it does keep track with like a little meter up here at the top. And so that's a nice advancement for this type of camera. And I actually shot this camera at the Hemingway house in Key West.
Ooh,
I got some great shots from this camera. And I love Sprocket shots. It's for some reason when you see Sprockets in a shot, it adds so much more to it.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you have?
Oh man. So I don't know. I just thought these were kind of fun. Totally plastic, not working. My dad tested it out. My dad still comes to the store, but he goes next door
and he tests things.
Tests things
He's
like
the
this.
official tester.
And he says not working, but still plastic. Now, how in the world do you get this thing open? Right there, yeah.
Right there. The only thing, this one actually has a mechanical advance. Now, I was taking a look at this particular camera. Otherwise, everything else about this thing is pretty much...
plastic.
You point and shoot, and that's all you get.
You get a little bit more higher class plastic.
Right, more plastic.
Now, we were talking about, you talk about the Bakelite, but the difference is that Bakelite was sort of the early form of plastic.
Yeah, the early form of plastic was Bakelite. And the problem with Bakelite, because a lot of like old radios and things like that, they were made out of Bakelite.
And it's a very big collectible subsection.
And they would actually even make some jewelry out of Bakelite.
Yeah.
The problem was if you dropped the Bakelite would crack or break.
It was very hard, but at the same time, it was brittle.
It was brittle, and so it will break if you drop it. Whereas today's plastic cameras, they're not going to break. They might scratch a little, but I mean, I'm talking about a big crack, or it might actually come apart. It's that brittle, and time is not being kind to Bakelite. It's only getting worse.
But they are very collectible items. I mean, there are people coming in here years ago that were looking for Bakelite cameras.
So we had that episode where I had you trying to guess the camera, right? And which I'm going to put above his head right now.
Yes.
And that episode, I gave you a Hawkeye brownie, was it?
Yes.
With the flash.
I could just tell by how he pushed it in that it was a Hawkeye.
Yeah, you could just from the sound of it closing. The entire camera is Bakelite, and people actually, if you go online, you'll see that people paint those different colors. I mean, they're still using the cameras, and they look pretty cool, but ultimately they're Bakelite really cool cameras.
This is a lot more advanced.
But it's mostly plastic.
It's plastic, except, there's a lot more metal on the inside. That's the deal. And then I think we get into the...
Well, it's much more advanced in shutters and apertures and all that kind of good stuff.
This is actually a cross between the film and the advanced, the EOS.
That's plasticky.
Oh my God, this is plastic. Everything on here is plastic. All of this is
just plastic.
Plastic. And you can just definitely hear everything on it and how plastic it is. And this one you have to push a button and push it down to open it up.
And you got to hold your jaw to the side.
But you see a lot more metal inside of it. That's plastic.
Yeah.
Except this right here is metal.
I mean, there might be a metal frame to it on the inside, but everything around it is just all surrounded in plastic.
And there's a whole series, T50, T70, T90. And for a long time, there was a big following of these things, mainly because of the lens.
Yeah.
And then they went from this to the EOS, which is, again, all plastic. And even the lenses at this point are plastic. So this is truly a far more plasticky thing. And, again, but whenever you open it up, which it's easier to open up, well, there's film in that one.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. But yes,
very family photos are now gone.
Yes, gone forever. But yes, very, very plasticky. So plastic is still a huge part of a lot of these cameras. But there was a section in there where it's like the AE1 metal bodies, K1000 metal bodies, and the X700 plastic, Minolta. So a lot of things in there. It's transition over, but plastic is a huge part of these things.
Well, one of the cameras that I couldn't bring in here was a 4-shot camera. Essentially, you would take and it's got like 4 little lenses, and so it just goes around there and takes 4 shots. I couldn't find it. I know it's somewhere, but it's mostly plastic.
I don't know.
And
I've got one around here somewhere.
Yeah, and a lot of these cameras are, they fall under what's known as the lomography, because the lomography, they're Lomo cameras.
Okay.
And Lomography as a company themselves, they sell some of those as well. And, that's where my Sprocket Rocket essentially came from, Lomography. And
The Sprockets.
Yeah, the Sprockets. Yeah, I mean, they sold some Holgas, but they sold them as a retail. They didn't actually create the Holgas or anything like that.
Yeah. So
but there are lots of these cool cameras out there.
Talked about this, or you did. Now, at one point, the rumor is that Holga shut down. They tore the machines apart.
They destroyed the molds. Destroyed the molds.
Holgas anymore. So what did you find out about that?
Well, that was in 2015 that Holga shut down. I believe that year is correct. And it was kind of sad because they said Holga shut down, the molds are destroyed, there'll never be another Holga again. And so I went online and I immediately bought some more Holgas.
Everybody did. I think everybody.
And they sold out pretty quick. And then, of course, it was a few years later. I'm thinking 2017, 2018. I could be off on my years. That somebody came back and said, no, they really didn't destroy the molds, and we're going to start making the 120 again. And yes. I've heard through Holga Week itself. I almost went the whole episode without saying Holga Week.
Well.
It's for my support.
It's in his heart.
So I was told that the Holga 135 is coming back, and it should be being announced again here soon. So people will be able to get the Holga 135 again, which is going to be this size camera.
Yeah. So the Holga 135, then they did not destroy the molds on it.
No, apparently not.
Apparently not.
I mean, I wouldn't destroy the molds.
No. I don't know why anybody would, but yes. They are coming back. So I have a feeling that as the years go on, we're going to have a lot more of these. Well, we really didn't get rid of all of these things. We're going to bring it back in and make new ones.
So the name of our video is
Plastic.
Cheap Plastic 35 millimeter. This just takes 35 millimeter film and medium format. So if you ever wanted to get into medium format photography, a cheap plastic camera is the best and least expensive way to get into it.
Yes. And I tell you.
But of course, if you wanted to get into 35 millimeter, like I said, I bought this for $5. $5. It's brand new out of the box. Brand new. I'm going to shoot this tomorrow, guys.
Film FPP. But I love this number 819.
I think all the boxes say 819.
I know, but exactly. But like, are there 818 other ones out there? How do they come up with that 819?
Well, we're going to make this a short episode today, guys. We just wanted to talk about these cameras with y'all. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
So as usual, please do share, like, subscribe.
Tell people.
And help us get to that first 1,000 subscribers. We are so close.
751 away?
Only 700. You could be number 751.
Yes. No, yep. No, actually, you could be number.
You could be number 250.
But we had. I mean, just think. This last Christmas. Our Christmas wish was
to get 100.
To get 100.
And we got them.
Thank you very much. And we got 100, and now we're trying to get 300.
300. Yes. No, actually, we're trying to get
1,000.
1,000.
Yeah, but the next stage is 300.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we got, guys. See y'all later.
Appreciate it. Take care. Holy moly. Man alive. Plastics. Who knew?
Plastics.
In the graduates.
Plastics.
In the graduates.
Plastics.
That's the thing. The future is plastic.